Hello YouTube, welcome once again. I am here live for Harry Potter's Wizards Unites Community Day, and I was gonna start 5 minutes ago, but Samsung, you guys need to really fix your products, because when I started my stream, the screen went black, and I thought it went black because it was powered off, but it went to the lowest setting for like visibility, where like you can hardly see the screen, so it was up, so I had to restart the whole phone. Very poor design. Anyways, without further ado, let's start playing. As you may or may not know, today from 2 to 5 is Harry Potter the Wizards Unite very first community day, very first. So, but last night when I like late at night, I started playing, and breeding elixirs were so I decided to start in the very first spot when I first started playing. I will always go back to this, so I decided to go here and just do this. But I will say that last night, like late last night, I pulled up the game just to play for a little bit. And normally where I play, there weren't any hardly any spawns, like maybe like one drop, like ingredient. But I have to say, last night when I was in my locality where there's hardly anything. Okay, I can get that. It looked like this, minus the inn. So, yeah, I meant to click on the inn. Anyways, so I'm going to live stream just this portion of it, but I will record the rest of my playings around, with my little. This is what my camera actually looks like, if you want to really know. So when you see recordings, that's why you record with. And okay, that gets pretty loud. If it's going to be a resist fest, then I'm quickly going to be. Now, for those of you in the East Coast, Northeast Coast area, close to where I am, be very careful. It's 115 heat index, so it's very hot. And with an outdoor event like this, you can easily. Why is it resisting? It's in the heavy greens. I can tell this is going to be annoying already. But yeah, be very careful. Drink lots of water, fluids of all kinds. Make sure you stay hydrated. Drink like a cup to a bottle of water every hour. I know a lot of people are going to be walking around in this heat for this event, or for, event in general. So winner, chicken dinner. So let me use my elixir. No, I keep on going. No, I need to go here. All right. I got plenty of those. So 3 times experience. Perfect time to use it. Especially in zones like things I haven't seen before. So I'm thinking maybe they were testing it or something, because it was spawns where you don't normally see spawns. A Neville confoundable. Neville was talking with Snape, and there was a wardrobe, and you had to cast a ridiculous spell stays, which is kind of weird. I've never actually seen that before, so that was definitely unique, and I caught it. I'll show it to you if I can. Yeah, look at that experience. I'm not worried about the collectibles just yet. These are part of the Brilliance event, the Harry Potter Brilliance. So that's not really part of the community day per se. But yeah, you have a week long to get the Brilliance levels for your Brilliance, because a lot of people are getting a lot of experience Could be better, could be worse. By the way, the reason why I haven't been uploading as much for this past week is actually not the Florida thing, uh, which will be explained in due time, but I've been actually doing a ketogenesis diet where basically you do a very low carb, and I tell you what, trying to stay under 20 carbs a day is very, very difficult. Very difficult. For the past, but it ranges from 20 to 40. And now the past few days, like the first few days, I was able to get under 40, which is fine. And in the past couple of days, I've been under 20, and it's painful. So I have to be very, very careful walking around in the heat with how I'm feeling now. So I gotta be careful. Yeah. So I don't want to cause any more problems for myself. And I'll tell you, all you need to do to break out of that 20 to 40 barrier, well, if you just have cereal in the morning, that'll break 20. If you have a banana and cereal in the morning, that'll break 40. So just that alone, you couldn't eat anything else for the rest of the day, and you're still over 40. So it's yeah. So I have to go out and get some more fish, cheese, and some other things to help. Because I've been doing like smoothies and such, and it's. Anyways, I'm not gonna do a nutrition thing. If I'm gonna do that, I'll create a separate video for that. But I've been helping out some people with nutritional information. Like a lot of people either want to lose weight or get fit or etc. etc. Now, keto. I'm not even going to say keto is good for getting fit or even losing weight. I mean, it is. But it's very difficult, and I would not prescribe keto to most people, except if you're in a dire situation where you really need. I would say keto is actually a lot better for medical reasons. There's a lot of medical benefits you get from it. Yes, but if someone were to ask me, how can I actually lose weight? How do I get a six-pack, etc.? Well, you can do it through keto. I'll explain why I'm doing keto once I get back from. I'm going to this concert called Big Dubs, and if anybody knows about that, send a comment below. Big Dub is this big music festival in Pennsylvania. It's pretty huge. I checked the weather. The weather says it's going to be like 88, so it's going to be hot, not like super hot today, but you basically camp. It's kind of like a Woodstockish type of place where you camp, you go music to listen to music. There's all sorts of venues and booths and food and all sorts of crazy things, and I'm going for like 2 nights, so it should be fun. And I'm going to film me going to it and maybe the parking lot and then leaving from it, but I cannot film inside there. As I mentioned in the previous video, some people in Big Dub don't like being filmed at all, and I'm talking about the vendors. And I heard there's some rule that they can actually confiscate your phone and your camera if they catch you recording stuff. So I'm not even going to chance it. And there's no cell signal in the area, so I'm going to be away from Pokemon Go, gaming. It's going to be hard because I'm so used to playing stuff every day. So for 2 nights, I'm just going to have a quote-unquote hiatus from the 27th. I'll be, 27th. I'll say from 27th to 29th-ish. Yeah, I'll just call it that. So I'm going to change my format for my videos. Instead of having like day 20, day 21, because I feel like if I keep on doing that, I don't know. maybe I will. And just if there's any days, like if I'm missing a few days, and people ask me, well, what happened on day X, I'll just say I was doing keto or doing something else. Or maybe you'll get people be like trying to poke around to see if they can find the mysterious day. And I may do that. I may actually have a day where I film something and put it in private, and you'd have to ask for it, kind of thing. Like that review, actually, the reaction video I did for that one, for the You're a Wizard Harry Potter, but I can't put it on YouTube. Well, I can put it on YouTube, I just can't make it public. If you've seen the video, you'll know why. Now, I personally don't care. I would upload it in a second, but I know YouTube would. So, yeah, departed. Let's see. That's yeah. I just got the notification that the community day started now. Okay. Yeah. 15 minutes later. Yeah, I know. So far, I haven't really seen anything that wows me. I've seen a bunch of brilliance, more rare occurrences of some confoundables, but nothing that strikes me as unique. Aguament. It actually looks like water when you cast it. Young Reforn has been returned to Newt Scamander's suitcase. Alright, let's check out. I think I still have the elixir going. Yeah, I got 20 minutes left. So I'm going to maximize this, because after this... Actually, I know where I'm going to next. But I just wanted to record this part, and I'll record the rest an actual recording. I just want to do this live just to kind of spearhead the timing on this. Booblio. This whole when they fold like that and they get magically transported back, it's weird. It's like they all twist inward and around. It's like I know it's like a multi-dimensional transfer, but it looks so weird. It's like it rips you and twists you apart and pulls you in. It's kind of weird. Alright, let me just collect this one. Vault. The Forever Pact Vault. I gotta start using these rune stones. That's actually not what I'm looking for, but yeah, let me just get rid of a few of these. More! Okay. Honestly, you need to do that anyways, just because of the daily collection. It's good that I'm actually here, because this is actually a very good spot for energy. For those of you that don't know or may come across this as the very first video, this is the very first spot that I played Harry Potter Wizards Unite a day before it was even released. I was actually part of the New Zealand beta test. Well, no, not the New Zealand beta test, but when they had, I did get the APK when New Zealand was out, like that time before. Ooh, that was bad. Better-ish. When it was out in New Zealand, but I could only do the trial. But I did that here, and then 2 days before the game came live in the States, where it was like the pre-registers were open, I had, this was the same spot. So whenever there's something big, I'm always gonna, I think I'll always, if I can, I'll always start it from this spot, because it's and if I get big, as I mentioned before, 1 million subscribers, I'll have to talk to the church. It's a church here. And I will throw a party, invite all fellow YouTubers, as well as fans and guests, anyone that can come to this area, and I'll throw like a big party. Hopefully it'll be like in the summer, where it'll be nice, maybe be like a barbecue, or those that don't eat meat, just a food, drink, fun time gathering. Maybe even have some games and play a little Harry Potter or something like that. Well, they'll probably like, wait, you play what on the parking lot? Some churches would find that weird. So, resisted. Oh, that should be very close to masterful. Anyways, I have tested the theory of thickness and firmness of traces, and I would say this game would be a lot more precise in the sense of doing traces if you had a stylus pen where you actually drew on the screen, like you could actually draw the trace. You can get a lot more accuracy that way because your fingers have it's the surface area of your finger is uneven. So the phone's going to register pressure and distance a little bit different than if you have a fine-tipped stylus pen. So that's a tip. If you really want to increase your traces, grab a stylus pen, and actually if you have a one of those drawing tablets, practice there. Just kind of draw a rudimentary pattern similar to, for instance, like this onto like Microsoft Paint, and use the stylus pen to practice that with the same pen that you use for your phone. That way when you go from the tablet to your phone, you got down pat, so your traces are a lot better. I currently do not have one. I had one, but it disappeared somewhere. And it's a pressure sensitive pen, so that would actually work well. Because if you notice the traces, the thicker the trace, the more pressure you put on the trace. And you will get a small difference. I have noticed a difference. Like when doing the one-on-one attacks, when you're actually fighting, like for instance the Protego, I've noticed that with a normal Protego where you just swipe normally, I was able to mitigate, or it took 10 damage from me from what my current standing right now, with the defense and everything I have. But with the accurate pressure, more precise, I was able to get it down to 7 damage per attack, just from the trace differential. So there is a mitigating factor on doing traces with the amount of pressure. But the ability to be able to do that I would say that's why you really need a stylus pen, because you're able to get that pressure. Now you won't be able to get any width on it, but you don't necessarily need width because your finger is a lot thicker than a stylus pen. But it's not necessary because the phone isn't going to register distance per swipe in the sense of reliability of your cast. It's going to be more focused on pressure, not distance. Like you don't have to have fat fingers versus thin fingers to get an accurate trace. The thickness of the trace has to do with pressure, not size. So if you're thinking like, well, maybe I'll use my thumb instead of my finger and I'll be able to get a thicker trace and then pull on the side, like some people I've been talking to says, well, I do this thing where I put my thumb down, and then as I trace, I slide it down and turn it to get a thinner trace. Not necessary. You just have to use a stylus pen. You don't have to do that. But remember back in the day in Pokemon Go where Lugia first came out and people were like, oh, well, if you throw like a Nana Berry and then a Pineapple Berry and you alter it, you increase the chances of catching it slightly, so everybody started doing that thing. Well, it proved that it wasn't true. That was just a rumor that went like wildfire through the Pokemon Go community and say, if you do this, you increase your chances. Because everybody was on the Lugia. And even some people swore to like, yeah, every time I've done it, I've caught it. Well, yeah. And I tried it for like a good week, and I didn't really notice any difference. So, and honestly, to be honest, game designers aren't going to do that. Because the amount of coding that is needed to do that to a game, it would require a lot more coding to do a funny berry back and forth kind of thing than just a normal algorithm of chances of success or failure. So why would they implement something uniquely qualified for just Lugia? It doesn't make any sense. So remember, less is more. If you think it's overcomplicated and think it's going to help your success, well, the only thing it's going to do for you is it may allow you to not be as tense because you think it's going to work, and then your throws and your casts are going to be a lot more organic because you're going to just be doing it versus like, okay, I gotta really do this. But if you feel like if you put a berry down, like, well, okay, I did the routine, so I got a bigger success. Then you relax more, so you're actually psychologically doing better because you're telling yourself you're doing better because what you think you're doing will increase your chances, and it really doesn't. But that's going into psychology of gaming. Huh. Tell me what you guys think about that. If I should create a separate video or channel, not channel, but playlist of the psychology of gaming, how to increase your game. If that sounds like a good title, tell me. Because there's a lot of trueness to psyching out yourself, psyching out your opponent, like if you do PvP. It's very easy. Like, I would say I'm pretty good with psyching out my opponents. Like I remember doing, well, it was like, no, it's not Fortnite. What was it? I think it was maybe like original Halo when we're doing like online PvP. Not like the what was it? The 30-man thing where you're like all like fend for yourself. And I was actually able to psych out. Funny story. It's story time, Harry Potter wise, but this actually has nothing to do with it. It was back when you had leagues or groups or whatever you call it in Halo, and I remember joining a public match, and I started seeing guilds or alliances, whatever you want to call it, and I started seeing USMC, and it's the United States Marine Corps. We're playing in groups, probably practicing tactics. Now, was it Halo or was it? No, it wasn't Halo. It was Call of Duty, possibly. I forget which one it was, but I know I was doing snipers, and I did really good in snipers. But here we go. Here's a full set of tactically trained U.S. Marine Corps that are practicing, and there's me and a few other stragglers. But usually when I do it like a complete random, I just go on my own. I just like, well, I'm just going to rack up whatever I can, get my kill death ratio up, etc. That's what when I was doing it more hardcore. So, but this map was pretty cool. By the way, I did, for those, there is a event. I drew an entry for Indianapolis, Indiana, for the Wizards Unite Fan Festival. I did sign up for it. I hope I get it. I'm going to talk to people in my Discord to see if anybody else gets it who plays. There's not a lot of people that actually play. I will do live as well as YouTube for that. But let's get back to the game. But I remember it was me and a group, and I decided to do one-on-one. Well, one versus many, because I didn't really count on everyone. But I mean, people played the game and they did a good job. But I remember it was a map where they had these two towers and a big field and a sniper on each tower. And they were like small buildings, but it was pretty much that map. So as soon as I saw the U.S. Marine Corps tags, I was like, okay, this is going to be challenging. So immediately what I did was I ran. I went all the way to the edge of the map and ran, and went all the way to the back and ran, and went to the back side and hung up against the wall until I found the entranceway to the opposite tower. And at that point, everybody left. So I went up to the top of the tower and snagged the sniper rifle. And I started looking down, and I didn't attack right away. And I started seeing them do, like 3 guys would go forward, and 3 guys would be flanking on the left, and maybe 1 guy would have a sniper on the ground and be sitting there, and he would start picking off the guys one by one, and they would all scramble, and then the guys flanking would get them, and they kept on racking up kill points. So I sat in the tower and waited. And I waited and just see them doing it, just looking at the pattern for like a good couple of minutes. After a while, I started seeing their patterns. So I started picking them off one by one. But I timed it because I would see my teammates taking their shots, and I would time it roughly at the same time they'd be taking a shot. And I would look at the one guy who's doing who's like a heavy machine gunner, And he would do the same thing. He would just run straight up the middle and start firing right away. But I'd wait for him. As soon as he started firing, I'd start taking the shots. So everyone at first thought that they went down because of the rapid fire. Now, ooh, that's a huge wasp. Yeah, but they didn't. I don't think they paid attention to the scrolls saying like who took down who, because they kept on seeing my name, but they didn't think much of it. After a while, they started realizing that, wait a minute, this guy is missing us, but we're still getting hit. After 3 rounds of that, they started realizing, wait a minute, we have a sniper in our own tower. So as soon as I start seeing them withdraw, like start heading back, and they were tactically doing the same thing, like the flankers were going left and right, the sniper guy was going on the side, I realized, okay, as soon as I started seeing them pull back, I waited until the main force came back and waited for the sniper to try to go around the side of the building to try to get up a position. But he was going to be looking towards the tower. So as soon as he went to the side, I dropped not next to him, but on the same side, because knowing that he's going to be looking towards the tower. So I went in the opposite direction of where he was looking and just ran along the edge of the zone. He wasn't looking in my area. I was in his blind spot. So I waited. They searched the tower. They said, oh, we must have got him. Like, no, we didn't see anything. We didn't see anyone get killed. So I went to my tower and just waited. So after a while, they stuck around and they slowly started doing an attack. And then on my tower, I started taking them down again. I wound up taking down the U.S. Marine Corps Tactical Group 5 times in that game. And at the end, they like half of them were like, who is this guy? What the hell? Is he one of us? Like, is he trolling us, kind of thing? And I didn't really say anything. I said, good game or something like that. And it's like, and I remember one of the guys said, wow, he even sounds like Special Forces. That's creepy. Because I took him down routinely. And just one of the finer moments I remember in PvP and such. I don't know how I got off in this tangent. But I still play Call of Duty occasionally. Fortnite, no. I don't. I may play it again just to see if it's calmed down. I know right now everyone's focused on Minecraft and Area 51. By the way, this whole Area 51 meme thing, September 20th is supposed to be the time that everyone's going to be storming Area 51. Can I give a little piece of advice? Don't storm Area 51, please. I'm not a shill. I'm not a government-controlled agent or anything like that. Just, I hate to see the news say a bunch of YouTubers got shot when trying to breach Area 51. And I mean, I don't want to say do it or don't do it, because if I say do it, people go like, oh, this guy, who is this guy? And if I say don't do it, like, oh, he's a government shill. I just say be careful. I would suggest, if you're going to try anything like that at all, do it if you have like 1 million plus people. I mean, where it's like they can't do anything without getting public news and it being to the point that if they actually shot back or tried to defend it, that it would create a huge national incident where there's going to be military oversight and all these other things, and there's going to be lawsuits and up to wazoo. But you have to have like 1 million plus people to even pull that off. If you do a small group, they'll easily pick you off, or they'll confiscate you. They'll sit you down in a blank room and tell you what you did was wrong, and they would do the whole CIA thing, and then you go out there and you would be all happy that you left. Trust me, you don't want to do that. But if you're en masse, then just be careful, because if I know of September 20th, they know it's September 20th. So you better believe that the security in Area 51 is, despite anyone saying like, oh, this is going to be a troll, nothing's going to happen. Nobody in the military perspective takes chances. So you better believe on September 20th, they will have their defenses on high alert. They're going to have routine patrols. They're going to do everything. They're going to beef up security like they're going to consider it a serious attack. If you really wanted to surprise someone, you would give, I shouldn't even be saying this, but you would be giving a date like September 20th, but you'd be quietly hush-hush doing another date like September 1st, but not tell anybody about it. But if you can get like that way. But yeah, see, I'm not gonna give advice to catch people off guard. But I'm just saying. I know everybody wants to see aliens, and I think this is a day and age where if aliens existed, we are in the right mindset to be able to experience it. I think we are ready. Not all of us. I know a lot. I know if there was an alien race, a lot of people would die, just because of the whole. I don't understand life anymore. Everything the Bible says, everything that I've been taught, is thrown out the window. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say there's going to be a lot of people that are going to think that way, that everything that they've ever known is false. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it isn't. But a lot of people are going to think that way. And hold on over here. What's this? Yeah, whatever. Okay. But what I'm going to say is, what was I going to say? So ever since I've been doing this keto thing, this is going to be a tough one because I don't have any more potions. Oh, I do. I thought I only had one. Okay. So far, I haven't seen anything too out of the ordinary. Yeah, as I said, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be, I can't handle life anymore. Aliens do exist. Everything that I've learned. And there's probably going to be a lot of people that are just going to deconstruct to the point of just not being able to live anymore. But the majority of people are going to be like, aliens, huh? Okay. As long as they are not going to hurt me, or they seem to be, everyone's going to be cautious about it, but I believe the majority of people are going to be like, okay, let me learn more about it and let's see what it's like. It's kind of like, it's like someone, perfect example. I'm not saying it's the exact same thing, but it's like coming out to your family. It's like if you tell your family, that you're transgendered or you're gay or something like that. There's a lot of families that'll be like, okay, I respect your decision, and they'll be fine with it. And there are a lot of people that'll be like, no, I don't like that. And there'll be a lot of people like, cool, that's awesome. So that's a kind of a good analogy of how people would react if they found out that aliens existed. And wow, really? Okay. So people should use that as a template. I think the majority of people are like, yeah, okay, aliens, cool, whatever. And it'll be, if you guys seen District 9? I was gonna say Chappie, but no, District 9, where like there's like that alien African village kind of thing, where they kind of got along, but there's like a lot of black markets as well. It'll be something like that, where aliens would just integrate with society relatively. They'll become the mainstream thing. Now, I'm not going to say Earth is going to be the hub of commerce like a lot of people suspect, but I think it's going to be more like Vega or Betelgeuse or something like that. Anything with a big system. By the way, if I may do a Q&A about aliens and about all that stuff. Alright, I don't know why I keep on going off tangent. Yeah, but the spawns here have been pretty consistent, so I'm liking this so far. I think I still have more brain than I'm curious what level my friends are. I'm glad I'm in this car because AC's on and it's 93 degrees. Once I go outside and walk around, I'm going to be sweating. But that's why I got this. I'll record a little bit. But as I said before, I decided to do the first part of this in my very first Harry Potter spot. And fellow YouTubers, hopefully you're doing a good job, that you're enjoying the game. Oh, my experience has definitely gone up a little bit. Alright, 10-10. Now I actually got stuck in my professional a little bit. Yeah, there you go. The Brilliance. Rank 11, 5 scrolls. What I really need, because I'm stuck right now. But here's an addendum. Like, if you watched my professions tutorial, my 101 professions, what you can do is, if you're like me where you're waiting for a book, like right now I have 51 scrolls, but I need 38 scrolls and 4 books. What you can do, so that you're not weak, you can backfill. You have to do a little math. Like right now I have 51, I need 38, so I can use 13 scrolls. As long as nothing supersedes that, when you get your final book, you can upgrade that. Let's see, but also don't forget to upgrade these things. Like, okay, like I'm definitely going to increase my stamina. I'll do that actually twice. See, now in this case, it's going to require a book, but it's going to require a different type of book. So I can do this and it won't affect my status. Let's see, 4, 30, 41. Okay. So I could still do something that would only require 3 scrolls, but there's nothing that is that small. Anyways, I will stop this live stream because like the last person dropped off. And here's the guitar. Okay, so I will see you in the video that I'm going to be recording soon. So have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.